Welcome back, it's me Lou. I'm here for another action figure review. Just to warn you in advance, this will not be an unboxing video. We're going to look at this figure strictly as is, mint on card. So what we have here is the new Mattel WWE Superstars. And this is Ric Flair. It includes entrance robe. Alright, so this is a really popular line that's out right now. It's a throwback to the old Remco action figures from the 1980s. It's pretty much essentially the Masters of the Universe Origins body, but it's featuring WWE superstars and classic legends. So if you remember, over the last few years, Mattel gave us the Masters of the WWE Universe. And that was a really fun toy line. It was kind of an amalgamation between Masters of the Universe and the WWE. WWE Superstars, they're pretty much comic book characters come to life. But it was an awesome toy line because they took all the aesthetics, all the accessories, everything that made Masters of the Universe really great, and they applied it to the WWE Superstars. But for this line in particular, they got rid of the Masters of the Universe theme, and it's just strictly focused on the wrestling aspect of it. And these toys are great because, like I mentioned before, this is like a throwback to the old toys that we got in the 80s that were made by Remco. And back then, the Remco figures, they're about the same size as Masters of the Universe figures. They featured, a very similar like build and like construction. There were some differences. Actually, I have some on hand. Let me go grab a couple of Remcos real quick. All right, so these are some Remco figures from the 1980s, and these were produced in conjunction with the AWA, the American Wrestling Association. And two of the figures here, I have Road Warrior Hawk and his manager Paul Ellering. As you can see, the design is very much like the old Masters of the Universe figures. There's some differences. So whereas the Masters of the Universe figures had like the rubber band on the inside holding the legs together, these were essentially just like a much sturdier like plastic ball joint. And then they featured the same kind of articulation as well on the older Remco figures. The head would rotate, arms would rotate, and then you have waist swivel in the legs. As you can see, the proportions are kind of wonky, but this was the style of action figure that was really popular in the 80s. So this is the Remco figures, and here's Mattel. They're trying to like recreate, a similar style, and with the Masters of the Universe Origins bodies, it's very much in line with the classic figures, but it has updated action figure engineering, so you have more points of articulation. They're better designed. But for me, I think one of the big selling points, for me anyways, with these new WWE Superstars is that since it's kind of a throwback, for me, half of the fun is just the package design. I used to be a graphic designer back in the day, so I do have an appreciation for this kind of stuff. But also, you just look at it, you flip the back over, and it's the strictly black and white card. This is something that was very common, like in the 80s. And it's nice. You have kind of like line work here of Ric Flair, and it has this cool logo. He's styling and profiling. To be the man, you got to beat the man. Woo! And some of the other figures in the line are Honky Tonk Man, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, and Bray Wyatt. Like I said, this line is incredibly popular right now, and they're kind of hard to come by. I was very fortunate last Sunday morning. I got a text from my best friend JC. He was out in the stores, and he said he saw these, and I asked him if it wasn't any trouble if he could pick up Ric Flair. So he grabbed the Ric Flair for me, and he gifted it to me. So thank you very much, JC. I appreciate it. And I was really stoked. I really want to open this, but for now, I'm just going to leave it mint on card. For one, I don't have any other figures in this collection yet. And number two, I'm very, very fond of this package design. I don't want to open this up just yet. If I get another copy of this figure, I will. But in the meantime, this guy is going to remain mint on card. So I don't want to feel like I'm like ripping you guys off of a video. So while we're at it, we're gonna take a look at some other Ric Flair figures. So I kind of went into my collection. I just grabbed what I could. There's a couple of other Ric Flair figures that's wearing the red tights. We have this Toy Biz Ric Flair. This was from the early 2000s, I believe. Oh, I take it back. This is 1999. This was made by Toy Biz. This was Ric Flair during this era of Monday Nitro with the shorter hair. Now, if the figure looks really orange, it's because the figure is very, very orange. I think they went a little too far with his tan. And he wasn't this muscular during this time period at all. You know, this was an older Ric Flair. And in some ways, if you wanted to, you could kind of like say this is maybe David Flair because his son was wrestling at the time also. And he has the shorter haircut that Ric Flair had during the 90s. His face sculpt, he looks a lot younger than he should. That's why I kind of say this would be a good proxy for David Flair. And the tan, the orange, it's kind of glaring. It's, I don't know. Maybe it could just be the plastic aging over time, but it's a very orange figure. As you can see, he has the Ric Flair initials on the from the tights, the Ric Flair initials on his boots. He has the Four Horsemen logo on the back. Now, one of the things that is really, really an eyesore with this figure is the color of the wrist tape. You know, it should have been white, or I think should have been white or red, but it's not black, so it just looks really completely off. So that's our Toy Biz WCW Ric Flair. And then the next Ric Flair figure we're going to look at, this is actually one of my favorite like wrestling figures, just hands down. This is the older Jakks WWE Classics. This uses the Ruthless Aggression style body, and this is honestly like one of my favorite this wrestling figures in general. I love the robe. The robe, it's fantastic. This is so super detailed. I'm not sure how accurate it is in terms of the designs, but you know, just looking at it, you immediately know this is Ric Flair. Has his name written on the back, some beautiful silver and gold highlights to accent his robe. The nice thing with this robe too is that even though it's a cloth goods robe, it doesn't get too floppy and too baggy, especially since you can adjust it with this belt in the front, and I believe it's held in place with Velcro. Yeah, it's held in place with Velcro, and I can just take this off. And the belt that comes with this guy, he doesn't come with a belt. This is the old big gold belt that was in WCW. I believe I took this off of another action figure. I want to say it might have been either the Hulk Hogan or Sting San Francisco Toy Makers action figure. But, you know, this belt's like perfect for this guy. It's gigantic, much like the old big gold belt was. And, you know, for me, this is like my perfect Ric Flair figure. Like, I know there's probably some inaccuracies in the design, but for me, the face sculpt is amazing. And it's just a wonderful figure. I love his facial expression. It's really capturing that, you know, that woo moment. And then, you know, that just totally screams Ric Flair. It's an awesome figure. As I've mentioned, this is the older Ruthless Aggression style body, but I don't mind. They're slightly larger in scale than like a modern day Mattel figure, but these are such great figures. I love this a lot. I really wish I had this figure still mint on card, because it's such a, I don't know, there's something about the old classics figures that, I don't know, I just really like. And then he has the initials on the boots, the initials on the tights. Yeah, it's just a fantastic figure all around. So yeah, this kind of wraps up the video. Like I said, I apologize for not unboxing the Superstar figure. You know, hopefully in the near future, I'll be able to obtain another copy. And if I do, I'll be sure to unbox it and review it. For me right now, it's just, you know, it's the only figure I have from that line, and I don't really have a display space for it. As much as I'd love to take it out and have it with my other WWE figures. You know, right now I don't know. I just got to find another one. So with that being said, let's wrap this video up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.